Okay, I am back. I'm going to remove this honeycomb that is up here where it doesn't belong. This is some pretty good stuff. So I am going to save it, eventually melt it down. This usually gets them pretty anxious. And like I said, this hive has always been rather boisterous. You can already see there's lots and lots of bees in here. Trying very hard not to squash any, which would be the 30th, no, probably 20th sting I would get. In 3 years, that's not too bad. I just leave the bees on there. They'll wander off eventually. Now they're starting to buzz around my head. Very common. I don't get too concerned about it anymore. They had put honey in here, so they are definitely have run out of room to put honey, although I can see there's some openings on either side of those. But I'm going to pull some frames out, probably have some that can be extracted, and then this big huge cover with lots of bees in it also has a lot of honeycomb where it doesn't belong. Just gets in the way. There's one bee that, oh, there's another one. Problem with closing your hand on a bee, it's almost a guaranteed sting. Normally I would do this on the ground, but then you wouldn't be able to see it. Very unlikely the queen would be up here, so I'm not too worried about losing her. I'll put this cover down here, and I'm going to pull out some frames. That might be worth harvesting. Give a couple puffs at the entrance. Not too much, not too little. Too much, they just get aggravated. I'm going to pull one frame out that I know doesn't have enough honey on it, just to make room to slide the other ones around. Very fresh honeycomb, white with a little bit of yellow. It gets darker and darker with age, but more so when the bees walk on it. They actually get it darker and darker with foot traffic. And then when bees hatch, they leave part of their chrysalis behind. And that also contributes to the dark color of some of these. So, not much honey on this side, a lot of nectar. This side is getting pretty full, but not enough to extract. I can see, looking down on this one, not enough. The next one looks promising. J-hook hive tool is the one that I use to pull the frames. That's what it's made for. Again, lots of nectar. Not quite enough to extract. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're building. You know, I think to pry this up because they've stuck it together. Smoke's coming from, the wind's coming from this direction. This has a queen excluder on it, so there won't be a ton of bees here. Boy, they've got this queen excluder pretty much full of beeswax. Worker bees can get through this, but the queen cannot. She cannot get up into the top box to lay eggs and mess up my honey. It's not the end of the world, it's just means filtering stuff I'd rather not have. So, we have lots of honey down here. So if I take something and we get I take honey and we get something called a dearth, which means flowers aren't in bloom. Flowers aren't in bloom. There's no nectar for them. They'll start consuming their stores. And if things get really bad, they'll start robbing other hives. So this is really hard to pick up, which means they have glued it to the frames below. Looking for a queen down there first. Hard to spot. Look here first, second. Don't see anything that looks like a queen. I'm seeing some capped brood, some larvae. So I'm guessing this particular colony has a queen. If you see larvae of any stage, there's been a queen there at least within the last 6 days. All right, no queens in the top box. These things get really heavy when they're full of honey. They can get up to 100 pounds, which is hard for an old man like me to lift. Okay, that's not seeding traffic. Oh, they're not happy with me now. Probably because I squished so many of them. Okay, again, a lot of bees hanging out on the cover. You put it down slowly enough and bump them. A lot of times they'll get out of the way, but not always. Well, all in all, this was rather disappointing. I got one hive that needs another queen, and this one doesn't have honey yet to harvest. But such is the life of a beekeeper. Okay, thanks for watching, and enjoy your very warm week.